Goat made an NA team for Vandermeer, and I don't know what happened to
He
Vandermeer.
spam poked me like 80 times.
This is how I feel about goat.
This guy, man.
Fuck you, goat. You're
You
fucking
gotta keep that
garbage.
in,
You're
Flizzy.
doo-doo.
Flizzy, you gotta keep that in, bro.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? I got a second episode here with next person I thought I'd probably be bringing on at some point soon. I didn't think he'd kind of jump on it right away after seeing it. But we got the homie here, Jaylos. What's up, Jaylos?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Bro, I haven't talked to you in like forever, dude.
I know it's been a minute. I've just strayed away from the Agar community for a bit, but I decided to come back during this whole quarantine thing and say what's up to old friends.
Yeah, you missed some of the. You missed like when Six came on and like all the EU people came back for a bit too.
Yeah, I
Quit,
did.
man. Sucks.
Yeah, I saw a couple of his videos, but he was only around for a short amount of time and then quit, I guess. So, unfortunate.
Yeah, but he would be always hosting and like not hosting, but would mostly like stream and ref tournaments in the EU.
All right.
Yeah, he was kind of active. Hey, how's it been since you left?
Um, it's been pretty good when it comes to just, life and things in general. Like, I mean, I met new friends playing other games like Fortnite, Warzone, and Apex Legends as well. But I think it's getting to a point where I feel as though I don't really enjoy gaming as much as I would like to like follow my path or career in life. So I think it's coming to a point where I don't know, I guess I'm growing up in a way.
That's kind of sad to hear, to be honest.
Yeah, it is, but everyone will have their time where, they're just gonna choose to where they won't have enough time to really game for a period of time. Hopefully, I'll be able to come back because I know after quarantine I probably
We'll
will
leave
focus
again.
on myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I was respect to that. Makes sense. I think everyone in quarantine's been going through a lot of shit just because they're cramped up in their houses, can't really do much outside.
Yeah. But then it just goes to show you that, without things like gaming and, entertainment, like people would be bored out of their minds, you know? No one would
Yeah.
have an outlet pretty much to, just have fun and be in their own world. So I can see why it can be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on going to the Navy soon at some point, especially after this. So I'll probably be
That's
going for a
awesome,
bit.
bro.
Yeah, I'll be going for a long time.
I'm actually considering joining the Air Force.
Oh, really?
My uncle actually recommended it, yeah. So there's that too.
How long did he station for?
How long did my uncle station for?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I have no idea. He's in special forces at the moment, so.
Oh, he's still
But
okay.
yeah, yeah.
So, Jaylus, when did you like start? When did you discover Agario?
I discovered Agario 2015 by actually a friend in school. He showed me this cool game on his phone, and I was like, "Whoa, bro, this looks sick." He's like, "You just eat other people," and pretty much I started playing on my phone. I think I'll pull up an exact date right now. Here we go. I was in seventh grade, so it was like the summer of 2002, about the summer of 2016, where I started playing competitively as well.
Oh, okay.
And I started playing on a Chromebook, once I had my school laptop and stuff like
Yo.
that, you know.
Yeah, I had the
So,
same way. I always watched my friends playing like in class, and I always asked them what it was, and that's how I started playing it. And
yep,
then
yep.
I remember a friend I actually made it. I didn't think he'd actually uh what is it blow up as much as he did,
Hmm.
but I don't know if you remember that co-leader from True Respect for with Royal
Oh yeah,
Rise.
Yes, I remember Rise. Yep.
I remember him like back when he made his clan. I forgot his
Mhm.
first extension clan, dude. Oh, that kid was so good. And to see him blow up like that was amazing back then. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. He changed his Skype too. I was like, damn. I got in contact with him again like years later, and maybe we
It's
should play.
definitely nostalgic because
Oh
I
yeah.
remember him just doing uncuts with Royals and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember him definitely.
And I'm pretty sure they had drama at some point too.
Yeah.
That was that was tragic. Literally every video was Royal and Rise, and to see that was just kind of that sucked.
Yeah.
I think like the first time I know for a fact I started playing was like I found it 2015 as well, and then like 2016 I was on Discord first before I came on TeamSpeak, and then
Same.
I think late 2016 I got on TeamSpeak, and a month of being on TeamSpeak I joined Defenders EU team when they came back after their drama, and then I made their first NA team, and it just kind of went on like that. So do you think there's any good reasons as to why the community's slowing coming back? Like, cause if you were one of people as well, plus the EUs from like before, other
Mhm.
than quarantine, what really makes you think that they want to come back to this game in particular?
Well, I mean, personally, I think quarantine obviously is a big factor, but if I were to say, I think everyone enjoys playing the newer games and stuff like that, like Apex Legends and Fortnite and things like that. But I feel like some people are more inclined just to come back to the community to talk to friends. And when you start talking about, how the game was before and stuff like that, a lot of people are more inclined to, maybe just hop into a server and play. And now you see a lot of clans being made and stuff like that. Some EU players coming back, I've noticed. And, I think it's a good thing. And I don't know if it will last for that long. That's the real thing. I don't know about the longevity of it, but I think that it's good that some teams are coming back and stuff like that, and some people decided to, play again.
Yeah, I remember that DW, like, I remember DW came back, and I know they had a EU team at the time, and some of the OG DW members
Mhm.
came back as well just to remake it. And I
Yeah.
remember Aime as well came in with like the identity as like Daniel, and from what I heard from my sources was that like he will come back if they delete the EU team from DW.
Oh. Oh. Wow. Okay.
That was all Aime. I don't know about what the others thought, but I know that was just Aime himself. Like, I'll come back to join DW and like keep it going if you delete the EU team.
Oh. Okay. Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Interesting.
sure. I'm pretty sure after they closed it, they had like this team called Nostalgia for maybe like a day or two, and then they reopened it again with Aime as like council. They're doing council moderator member now.
Yeah.
All
Like
revamped.
the old days.
Yeah.
I noticed they came back too, and I think also it has to do with a lot of people's setups as well. I mean, there's some people like that are fortunate enough to play other games, but there's a lot of people that still play on Chromebooks and stuff like that that can really only play games like Agario and stuff. So I think it also has to do with a lot of people's like capabilities with their hardware, you know?
It kind of sounds like Techie in a way. He wouldn't have a Chromebook, but Mans would have a straight up laptop with a mouse
Yeah,
pad.
yeah. He's still goated though, man. I miss that guy.
He was here for a little bit, and then he just left again. He's on Discord though. I know that.
It'd have been fun to have him in the interview with me.
I don't know. I don't even know where he's at. I don't know if he's been active recently.
Yeah.
All right. So what was like the first clan you ever joined? Like, don't say like TeamSpeak, just like first clan you ever joined.
First clan ever. The first
Yeah.
clan I ever joined was Six Divinity with my old duo Happy. Now, Six Divinity was a combination of Team Fatal and Injected at the time, which were two pretty big Discord clans. After that, I joined Injected because Six Divinity had died or whatnot. And then I made my own clan called 11th Element. 11th Element was consisted of me, Nempsey, Dubsy, who now you now know as Dub, um, Milan, Sarah, Minor, who is also known as Broken on TeamSpeak,
Mhm.
um, Link, and Hayes, Def, Corpse, who is an EU player, and basically just all those people and stuff like that. So that was my basically my Discord experience. Oh, also and Emperor as well, who was actually like was my second duo that I like played consistently with.
That's nice. Yeah,
Yep.
I remember Injected back then actually. I think it was either through Discord or TeamSpeak. I can't remember which one it was, but I definitely remember that team.
hmm
I think I remember hearing of 11th Element too. I don't think I touched it much back then.
Yeah. There's actually a video I believe on Sway's channel, but actually I think he might have deleted his videos. I'm checking right now. But there was we clan warred them actually. We ended up losing because he ended up getting pretty much all of Revenant to play for his Nemesis team, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure
But
he's close with all the 6ix9ine kids. So
yeah, exactly. He had like Sin and everyone. But it was definitely a fun experience. That was like the first time that I actually played like competitively against people that were better than me when I went on to TeamSpeak and stuff like that
oh
with my
yeah,
Discord clan.
TeamSpeak was a whole different like movement coming from Discord.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I had such a shit PC back then.
I used to play on my gaming laptop, which was actually pretty good for the game though, specifically. So
I couldn't even get over I couldn't even get 60 frames from playing it. That's how bad my PC was.
rip.
Yeah, dude.
We all started from there. I think well, me and you did at least, and then I
Yeah,
upgraded and stuff. So
I upgraded like 20. Yeah, I upgraded like 2018.
I upgraded like early 2017, I think, or actually it might have been 2016 Christmas. I think it might have been then. So yeah.
Christmas was 2017 Christmas when I had the money to then
Mhm.
like build my own PC. And
Yeah.
throughout that I built it, and like by January 2018, like that's why I built it. And then after it's funny, I build it, and then like I disappear from the community for like a good year.
Yeah.
I
My
only bring my
longest break was
play
probably a year too.
from 2018.
Agario. No. It was like 2017. It was like 2017 going into 2018, pretty much.
Oh, I see. Yeah, like I remember connecting sometimes. Like I actually downloaded TeamSpeak through one
Mhm.
of my school's computer. Even
Yep.
though it's like it said you needed a password, but for some reason TeamSpeak would still download somehow to the computer. So sometimes I just go on it just to see what's going on, and then nothing
Mhm.
else happened. Uh, so yeah, I mean I didn't last long either. Came back, all these new faces, all these like Peruvian players that are like big now, like Alvaro and like all these people. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't understand who the hell any of them were.
Actually, I might have an exact date. It was. Hold on, I'm checking right now. It was November 2017 till basically October 2018 was when my break was. How long my break was.
Ah, I see.
But yeah, almost a year pretty much.
What are like some of the best experiences that you've had in the game?
Best experiences I've had in the game.
Mhm.
There's a lot. There's a lot of good experiences I've had in this game. One thing I will never forget is when I first came onto TeamSpeak and I ended up joining Fate, which didn't last for that long. But I ended up going to SV and I got trained, or well, I basically got tested pretty much by I don't know if you know Rebel from SV.
I remember him. He
Uh,
comes on.
yeah, Rebel. He was the first person to ever give me the chance to join SV, and he ended up giving me elite member because he thought I was pretty good, and that was probably one of the moments basically that dictated how my AR career would be shaped pretty much. So that was probably one of the best things that happened. And then also getting to play with VCC and those public SV things.
Oh yeah, those are so lit back then.
He he was like, "Yo, give Jaylos the mask or whatnot. You know, he's pretty good." And I was like, you know, what I'm saying I was feeling myself a little bit, you know, because I was like, okay, okay. And you know, eventually I got to get into secret, which was like the basically the second team for SV, and then eventually they put me to SV Clan War member, and then of course then you have Revenant, Never Surrender, um, Peace, which wasn't really that much, wasn't didn't really last that long. Then there was I joined L7 for a short period of time with Infinity, and then there was OVO, North, and so on. So yeah, but the one of the memories that I actually went past was this one specific one in an SV scrim, where so this was the first time I ever played against Apex, Stellar, Mars, Zelko, um, pretty much after the clan war that we had in 11th Element against them, and this was the first time I played against them competitively, and we ended up winning. Here's one of the Gyazas right here from that specific scrimmage that we had. You can even like look at the date and stuff, see how long it was. We used to have competitive scrims like this all the time. The second one is a separate one, where they weren't specifically playing in it, but it was just so competitive back then in SV. You know, I think it was that was probably one of my best experiences, getting to play for the first time against people that were obviously more skilled than me, and you know, eventually like growing in skill myself. So yeah.
Oh, those are sick, actually.
Yeah. There were so many like scrimmages that we got to play. There was so much practice back then when SV was public, because so many players like used to connect and want to play, you know, against us and with us. So
Oh, that third one was actually nice. You're lucky for that one.
yeah.
Who was that was splitting on you? Let me see.
It was Fatal, the American Fatal. I think it was that. I think that was him. Oh, Vital.
Oh,
It was
Vital.
Vital.
Okay, I remember Vital.
Vital. Yes, yeah, Vital.
Shit. Do you think that it's true that like SB kind of built every like North American's like popularity, sort of?
I don't think that they SV necessarily built every single player's popularity, but I think they definitely did a lot for, like, you know, players that weren't known. Like, I can say that for myself specifically because, you know, they gave me a chance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there was players like, well, I can't even really say enough because I joined SV, not necessarily the OG SV, but like the third or second coming of it. So the players that might have been built up by SV, I wouldn't even be able to tell you, you know. But me personally, yeah, definitely. They definitely gave me the popularity that I needed. Getting to play with like Mar and stuff like that, but he joined a little bit after. I had gained a bit of popularity in the community, but once I got to play with Mar and stuff like that when he joined, you know, that was definitely a big popularity boost for me.
Yeah, I think like SV was kind of like everyone's like sort of like first TeamSpeak clan. Not like right away, but like sort of like I know for a fact that'd be like what are the clans they joined, and like SV was like really big back then when like Sway and Rewind were councils with Rebel and what's his name? I think I'm missing somebody.
I think wasn't
Basic?
Evo's the council, or
Oh
yeah,
yeah, Evo's was
basic
too.
logic, I
Yeah,
believe was the council too. And then you got YOLO as moderator and stuff like that.
yeah. Then they had the SC team. Had a whole bunch of
Which
teams.
the SC team at the time that I was in it was me, Phrase, Sufflet, Angelina, Edge, and other people and stuff like that. And Evos would play with us sometimes because he was good friends with like Phrase. So yeah.
You know, Evo's actually he's kind of doing his bit on Twitch right now.
Yeah, I actually looked into it. I saw him playing Brawl Stars and stuff like that.
I don't understand
That's
the
good for
game, but a man's getting like 30 viewers every stream, so I mean, he's definitely doing something at least for himself.
Yeah, I respect it. I respect the grind.
Oh, I didn't even get to see this last one. Oh, wasn't this on his video?
Yep, that was just my POV. I actually uploaded it uncut, so yeah.
Oh, nice.
Just look at the FPS. Tragic.
Where is it? Oh, 54. Oh, 41. Jeez. It makes
Yep,
it
these are
look
the
like
good days.
Makes it look like it was like on vanilla with the icon on top of his name.
Yeah, this was when this was right when the extension actually basically got pretty much banned by Miniclip, but then they ended up updating it and they had to do it like this, and then eventually they fixed it. But yeah, I was around for pretty much all the extension changes and stuff like that because Miniclip was so hard to get rid of the extension community, but they didn't realize that actually destroyed the game as a whole because now the extension players didn't want to play the game at all. They didn't want to switch to vanilla. So
I mean, like, let's be honest here. Even as much as like Sirius and like TYT and like all those vanilla clans that were as big back then, even
mhm.
Royals clan ran extension.
Yeah,
They all ran extension, and like extension was, I think, in my opinion, more bigger than vanilla.
yeah.
Cause even
If only we had the same popularity on the YouTube though, that would have been nice.
the only person that was ever to get as much notice was Snicks.
Yeah.
Cause his uncut was like, I think he even hit a milestone of like 20k subs.
Mhm.
But like he didn't. It was sad that when he deleted both his channels and then decides to bring it back, like he could have definitely probably still gained more subs or something.
Yeah. I feel the same way about my channel. I have so many like old takeovers that I had, and then I took a break for a long time. People like didn't know who I was and stuff like that, except for like my old friends and stuff. I
Mhm.
think if I could have my old videos up, people would watch those. Probably would think they're entertaining, get a sub from that, and obviously for the nostalgia of it too. Just looking at old takeovers that I used to have with my friends. So
Yeah,
I think I should have definitely kept.
completely felt that. I have this one terribly edited video of me playing vanilla, trying to join the Hearts clan sorry I win made.
Mhm.
That shit was so terrible. I think I still have it up, but like I think I still have it up, but I think it's either private or unlisted. I gotta check it, but
Mhm.
my god, looking at that video now is just really cringy. I had so many name changes too back then before I really stuck with Flimsy. Cause I have Flimsy
Yeah.
on Xbox, but I just didn't want to go with it on here.
Mhm.
Considering like Flixie was a person, so. I love how the guy still always calls me his fan or something when I've had the name before he joined the
Mhm.
Lucario community. So yeah, let me see if I can find the video real quick. I think a good milestone for me when I came back was uh 2019 when I made twice in like May. Uh I had like a whole bunch of like random people, and I remember Goat was in it too, and we had a 4v4 scrim with Candy, uh it was Candy, Reality, and then it was like two random Discord people with them, and it was me and the NAs, and it was a really big server too, and I think just the way me and this guy Crazy just played together, we played really well together.
Mhm.
And like I think that was very well. How much was it? I think it was like we had gained a total of 80k in the thing.
Mhm.
So that was kind of pog. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
found the video. Oh my god. I'll send it later. I'm not sending it now. This is too embarrassing.
All right. I feel you.
Oh, what are they? Oh, I remember the accidental reverse you did on Zach. That one video you had up.
Honestly, I forget. I can't even lie to you. Against Zach?
It was like against. I know it was definitely against like some Spanish players.
Mhm.
I can't. I know it was like a Zach and possibly maybe like Lazuna and Sigma or something like that.
Oh, I think Beans was playing with him too.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. You were wearing the rocket skin from Magario, but
Yes,
you were using
yes.
extension. Yeah, that's.
That wasn't accidental at all either. I just risked it for the biscuit. Because they were gonna go for like a classic trick split where like he splits forward,
Mhm.
and yeah, that was definitely hype. Everyone was hyped over that one. It kind of looked like that, but like I was on like the left wall.
I remember spectating that. I was like, "There's no way you just got that, dude." So like, if it passed then, like, what do you think had like biggest dramas back then for you at least? Like, if it came to drama with another player or like another clan or something, like.
um, man, I hated that kid Lime from Verified. I'm telling you right now, that kid was so annoying. Or should I refer to him as Jonathan? Oh my goodness, that dude. Um, I had beef with him and one of the another Agar drama. This was like the first time I really experienced Agar drama was when VCC decided to make SV private. He pretty much thought that the clan war players were playing too much with the SV community, and because of that, we were getting worse. But and inevitably, what happened was nobody ended up liking VCC. Evos ended up getting demoted, and Evos ended up leaving to go to Revenant. The SV private thing didn't last that long because now we're private, but everyone's inactive, so there was no point in making the clan private. And then we eventually split. Evos, me, Bames, Anish, Intra, Dirty Dan, the OG, never forget you, love you, bro. Every everyone went to Revenant pretty much with Apex and Evos, and then we stayed there for a long period of time as well. Omicron unfortunately didn't come with us because I guess him and Apex didn't like each other, but yeah, and then we ended up
I think they still don't.
yeah, and then we ended up clan warring Verified. VCC ended up going to Verified with Lime and stuff like that. We ended up clan warring them. We ended up beating them. I still think it was 4-0, but it's technically 2-0. Pretty much we had to redo the round 2 times in a row with both times we won. And you know, Apex with his best NA, you know, logic, he's like, bro, you can get a redo, it doesn't matter. And we ended up still beating them, so you know, fun times, man. But that's what I feel like made the Agar community exciting as well. Some of the drama and the beef that specific clans and players had, because that motivated them to, like, you know, really play competitive a lot and try to win tourneys more. That's why you see so many people competing in them back in the day, because everyone, not only just because of the amount of the player base, but just everyone wanted to win, just to beat that one team that, you know, they didn't like.
Like Prisma, I have over 100 tournament wins, bro.
I don't even know how many I have.
You probably got a lot under your belt.
I don't even remember, to be honest. I never really. I mean, if I had my videos up, I'd probably be able to count how many I had. But yeah, I had a bit. You know.
Do you have any or had any that was like recently?
Have any that was recently? The most recent one I think I had was one in Lost Times, and that was pretty much a little bit before I quit. So there's that, which was in 2019. So, but not any. Oh wait, I did have one recently in Mayhem. I played for Mayhem, but I'm not in the team. But you know, I played for them because why not, right? You know, you gotta give some clans a chance to win.
Was it somebody or was it just the team itself that you just had drama with?
Well, with who?
Well, no, you said that you had drama with Mayhem, but then you said you played with for them, so I'm wondering like if you had a drama with the clan or like a player.
Oh, I don't really have drama with them in general. I think that Swivers is super chill. Dub was in the team. Me and him kind of reconciliated in a way. I mean, he's pretty chill. Stellar. No comment. Humor. See, he's still a tier 3 player. I'm not gonna... But I love the dude, man. Like he's a nice kid, man. Like, but he's definitely improved, but he still has his moments. But it's just funny. I just enjoy playing the game with him now. You know.
He told people, he was like, yeah, like ever since like I played with Jaylos, like after dude, I got a lot better. People started kind of recognizing him a bit more.
Yeah.
And hearing you still call him a tier 3 player is so funny.
Oh man,
Oh
but I
my
still love the dude. Like, Slivers is definitely the homie. So like, I've known him since SV when his name was Vizio and stuff like that.
uh,
You know.
TV company.
But
I
yeah.
I said a joke with him the other day. I think he was in the channel. He wasn't talking, but
Mhm.
I said that I said he joins clans and gets it popular and then leaves it. And I said, what a legend. And then he says I made a clan and made it the best team NA. I don't know about that, but he still said it. And then and then he goes, what did you do? And I said I stayed over here not really caring about the game anymore because it's kind of dead now. And he's like,
Yeah.
nice. And then he just closes the conversation. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, I don't know. Some people here just like, I don't know if it's their egos or what. It's just sometimes I
It's
think they
definitely
talk
their
too
egos,
much.
bro.
They talk too much sometimes. It's just kind of
It's
stupid.
it's definitely their egos. Without a doubt, most of the decisions that have been made in this community over this like period of time has been due to their egos, bro. They just can't get their head out of their booty cheeks. Like they just think that like they're just the crap, bro. And it doesn't make any sense. The only person I will say that has an ego, but you know, like is like still makes like good decisions is Apex, because Apex knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah,
Apex knows what he's doing.
Apex is the only one in this community that actually like deserves to flex his ego as much as he does. That's it.
Yeah. He dude, Apex is just a funny dude, man. Like, there's some people that'll try to force their ego, but like, he's just that guy that'll like say he's the best, but like, it'll just be hilarious.
That and he'll roast the kid too for being terrible.
Yeah.
How do you still feel on dancing?
How do I feel about dancing?
Because
I
I know
mean,
he's gonna join DW soon at some point.
I mean, dancing. I don't really have anything bad to say about him except for the one time that he DDoSed me. I mean, he gets on my nerves sometimes, but like he's he's just there, you know.
Yeah.
He, he's like a teenage Omicron, you know.
But
Um,
only Peruvian.
yeah, but I will say he did get pretty good when he was playing with like Ikes and stuff like that. But Ikes brings the best out in like almost every single player. Like he literally saved me from a burning fire and still won a tournament later. Like Ikes is the goat.
Yeah, true. I tried like I don't know. I tried talking to him sometimes, and I tried maybe to see if he'd play at least Apex with me. And like, kid doesn't like interact with me anymore, unless maybe
Yeah,
for like little things. But it's kind of dumb. I miss him.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
Um, I mean, hmm. And like Humor plays with some guy named Reaper.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know who that kid is, bro, but he calls himself the best all time. I don't know if he's joking or not, but like,
I think he does
he,
it just to joke because he knows people will laugh at it. But I don't think he's
yeah,
serious about it. I think he knows that he's like good or at least decent, but I don't think he'll go on saying like, "Oh, I'm the best player in NA" or something like that. I don't think he's like
uh,
that.
cause, oh man, yeah, that guy's funny.
Wait,
Um,
oh.
any other drama? Oh, yeah, I don't know if you know about this, but I don't know if it was necessarily the OG North. The OG North pretty much consisted of Infinity, Evos, Zion, Intra, Ixa, Agar Life, Hayes, Elite,
I remember that team. Yeah, that's the team I remember.
um, Fito, Beans,
Yep.
um, it was pretty much them. It was pretty much them. Um, some drama that happened with them was okay. So I've been on the team for a little bit, you know,
Hmm.
uh, you know, and I saw Chris, who was a person I played with back in the day in L7, and I was like, hey, bro, when you gonna remake L7? I'll join. Just talking to him and stuff like that. Apparently, Chris went into a chat with it was either Hayes or Fito, And Hayes didn't like me at the time. Hayes hated me for Hayes has hated me his whole life. Okay,
Hayes don't
I'm
like
not even gonna
anybody,
lie.
bro. Hayes doesn't like
He,
anybody.
the only time that like we actually were decent human beings to each other was like in Lost Times when he made that team. But other than that, bro, like he's hated me since like 2015. Like, but pretty much what happened was Chris ended up telling Fito or Hayes, and then Hayes and Fito went into a chat or whatever, and like they were all talking, and then Chris brought it up pretty much, and then Fito permanently banned me from North. So that's how I basically got permanently banned from North. I started playing with Necro, who was a Brazilian. And then next thing you know, he gets recruited to North after I upload a duo takeover with him raiding North or whatever. It was like Elite and Tekki, I think. And yeah, and then I was mad, so what I decided to do? I decided to go on no tag and raid Evos, Ixa, and two other players. They were quad, but the other two players really didn't do that much. Pretty much, it was pretty much Ixa and Evos, and yeah, I destroyed them with the Rubinho fanboy. So, and then I uploaded that, and then and then I ended up going to Vigor. But
Oh,
what
I
happened
remember.
was pretty much what happened was I met this guy named Afterlife. Never heard of him before. I guess it was some Italian dude from EU, and he's
He's
like, "Hey,
big in
bro."
EU.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't know him at the time. I'm just speaking like just from that. But I remember him in North.
Oh, okay.
But then I retired, so then I was like, I don't know. And I thought he was talking about KNG, and I was like, no, KNG sucks. Like their best player was Evans, and that says a lot about the team. But so pretty much what happened was, he's like, no, I'm talking about this team called Vigor, and I was like, Vigor, and Slivers was there, and he's like, yeah, bro, it's like the best team NA, and I was like, okay, buddy, and pretty much, I went there, I saw the team, never heard of these players. It was Danger, who was a Brazilian, uh, Sigma, Darkar when they weren't cheaters, uh, there was Diego, then there was Afterlife, Swivers, and me, and that was pretty much the only players I remember. Because everyone else, either there were other people, but I don't think they really played that much. We won like 6 tournaments in a row. That was during when like North was still around too. Hey, Silver still says to this day like we had like one of the best streaks of all time, stuff like that. It was definitely a fun experience because I never really played with a lot of Spanish players because the only Spanish players we really knew about were like TW and stuff, and they didn't really play with anyone else. So yeah.
That's true. I think I remember. Not. I think I joined it like like when I first came back, 2019.
Mhm.
It was Swivers, Afterlife, Sociality, Better, Sigma, Darkar, Jonah, and then it was me with a different name.
Oh,
And
Jonah. That's the other person that was in Vigor. Jonah. Yes, Jonah was super good back in the day.
oh yeah, he was good.
Jonah
And
was there. I don't
Hizzy
know if
came back for
Better
a little
was
bit
there,
too.
but I don't know. Oh yeah, Hizzy. Yeah, the American. I remember him.
He came back for a little bit, then he disappeared again.
Yep. Yep.
Sad moments, dude. Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah, man. North did me dirty at one point, man. I'll let you know. That's what happened.
Ixa didn't like me at that time actually, because because this one American player named Nixar, you don't know who he is.
Mhm.
He was doing with I think my friend Carnage or something, and
Yep. Oh, I remember Carnage. Yeah.
and then he double split. I don't know what I think it was Elite and somebody else when Cubed was a thing.
Oh.
And Nova told me to upload it as cubed.exe, and that's
Mhm.
how the whole exe thing started on YouTube, at least for my channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then
Definitely.
when I did that, Ixa was like all North at that point, like North and like Cube just did not like me at all.
Mhm.
And then they uploaded a defender.exe, or at least Ixa did on his channel. It was the dumbest beef. Like I'm like, dude, it's not even serious. I don't really care. Ixa
Yeah.
just didn't like me at the time, even though like again we've never interacted. A lot of people in this
Mhm.
community don't like me, even after like I don't interact with them or like play with them. Like I don't know where it comes from.
Mhm.
Like Fabinho last night was telling me like, oh, bro, like I'll tell you how this community works. Like if you're good, bro, they'll talk about you. They'll talk good or bad, bro, about you. And do anyone talk about you, Flinzy? No, they don't talk about you. I'm just like, okay, and Like,
I mean, to be honest, like I think that the community now, it really doesn't matter. Like, I mean, and who cares if anyone's really talking about you? People used to talk about me like all the time and stuff like that. Like me and Lime like didn't like each other. We'd always say that like you suck, you suck, you suck, stuff like that. But it was like friendly banter. Nowadays, people get really mad over stuff like that. Like you can't even W Savage anyone in a tournament. Like people are acting like whole like kids. It's just dumb the way it works. And whoever made that rule that you can't kill number one while solo, like that's the dumbest rule I ever heard. NA and SA is the only region that it does it in because it's the only region that pretty much exists, and then EU doesn't do it. That I'll tell you right now, tournaments were way more entertaining when you could kill number one while solo because you'd have whole hexes on both sides coming to number one while solo and trying to eat them, and then sometimes the mass would be divided evenly. That's why tournaments take like 3 to 4 hours just for one round because they have to redo it because you can't kill number one while solo, and there's such a huge mass gap that it's basically impossible if the players that are you're like trying to take over actually have a brain, stuff like that. It's dumb, bro. I don't know who made that a rule. And whoever got mad because they got W Savage after already losing the round in 99% of the mass, you're a bitch. Simple as that. You're a whole bitch. But
oh
yeah.
man, that's funny, bro. Holy shit. God. I think actually too as well. Like Rewind complained about it, and then he played a tournament where you were able to eat number one, and then he's like, "Bro, bring that rule back." So you said you started playing Agar in 2015, right?
Correct.
First, what was really one of your first clans you joined?
The first clan I joined was Thug, and it was by a guy, a leader. It was a Skype clan, and it was this guy named
Skype clans. Oh my god.
THG. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I could still look up the roster. Um, he's on YouTube, and his name is THG. Shout out to him. He was the first clan leader I ever talked to and ever got involved with. And that went well for about 3 months. And then I decided to leave, which pushed me to other Skype group chats. And yeah, Skype was where it was at. I mean, it was Reddit, and then it was Skype, and then it was TeamSpeak. And now it's Discord. So, I mean, it's came a long way for communication, for real. I mean, Reddit, dude, just talking on blogs. That's literally how we used to do it. And it would be like 15 minutes later, guy would get a party on Reddit. And then, you know, you check the party and you're like, oh, I didn't even see you sent this, man. And dude's offline. You got to catch him the next day, you know. It's crazy. Sometimes it went to email, believe it or not. Catch me on email, man. Catch me on Gmail. You know what I'm saying? It's the only way we could talk. So I want to see if I have this guy still. Let's see.
So while you're looking that up, in your perspective, except for maybe like the whole quarantine thing, what makes you think that this game, like the community, started slowly coming back?
Slowly coming back was probably around, let's see, it died 2018, and well, actually it died 2019.
Yeah, I'm talking about like this year though, because like a lot of OGs started coming back a bit, and then
Yeah,
like they
I
left
think
again. But
I think it was I know it was the stability of the extensions. The stability, like the guarantee that the extensions won't break down and that they are working at full potential as they were before. And I also think that a lot of people switching over to Ogario, which is the grand lifesaver of Agar, they felt that it was different compared to Agar Plus, and it was, or it is. We've actually played it so much that it's just been a second nature. It's been muscle memory to feel like the game is how it should be felt, and it's really different. We actually got used to it. I don't know if some of you, or actually Flinzy and Jaylos, you remember when you first switched to Agardio and it started feeling like kind of I want to say not sluggish, but like just immediate. Like it just didn't feel like you were gliding across the map anymore.
yeah,
It didn't feel,
Yep.
but like HKG. Well, we still have that, but they put animation delay because there was no animation delay before, and the animation delay was not actually fixing it. It was just tricking our eyes to be like, okay, it's going slower. But in reality, if we actually have a Guard Plus on the side and we play that, and then we put a Guard Plus with like 200 animation, there's a big difference. It's not the same. But long story short, I feel like everybody came back because of the stability of the extension and also these tournaments. And I feel like trash talking is literally the number one thing that keeps people playing because people are so egotistical about the reputation. And I feel like, honestly, on a real note, that's the only thing that is keeping this game alive is just
Ego.
the determination to keep your ego. Yeah, and that's it. Like that's literally it. Somebody comes back and is like, "Oh, this guy." I'm not gonna say no names. I don't want to give nobody some false cloud, but this guy over here, he's been getting trophies on some random ass team speak, and talking shit like, oh, okay, let me go. I'm a legend from the past. Let's do this. And then they get in there, they might lose a couple rounds, and then they're stuck. They're addicted. They're in there trying to just build their ego again. People talking shit. Oh, I thought you were good, man. I thought you had this. What's going on with you?
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's one of three things that I think: the extension, the egotistical fight, and just the I think that just the drive to, I mean, YouTube. People like YouTube. People like to start YouTube and be iconic. There's people out here that have 50 subs and they go do. I know this guy Diagario. I seen him pop up a couple times. Shout out to Diagario. But you put out the same content over and over again, and he frankly thinks he's a legend. So, people find their happiness that way. They put out a small channel, post a couple videos, and go around, hop around on TeamSpeak, and they just get glorified. So, this clan is very. I mean, it's not clan. This community is very easy to glorification. Um,
Yep.
so there's a lot of things that keep people around and just keep the game alive. And I think lastly but not least, I think Agario and their bots and all that stuff have been fixed. I know there's still bots, but I know that the bots that are coexisting right now aren't actually destroying the game like they used to. I mean, you know how they shut down servers. They would shut down servers and you can't play no more, it would freeze up and all that stuff. But yeah, Agario's always gonna have its little issues. It's beyond me why they can't fix them. I would say one educated guess is because there's millions of people playing, but really I don't think there are millions of people playing if I look at the stats as far as
No.
servers and people
No.
connected. Yeah, so I don't understand. I really don't.
Man, you really hit it on the ball in my opinion with the ego thing, man. See, this is why I want to Tekki in this interview. Like, the wavelength that he's on is just like it can really make you look at the community in a different perspective. Just like the amount of people that I've recently spoken to and with, just like the ego that they have. And I mean, I'm not saying that it's not just, but come on now, the community is pretty much dead if you have like an ego
In
now. If you've
2020.
never been good before, and you have an ego now because you've maybe won one tournament, I'm sorry, but your arrogance isn't just at all. I'm just being honest.
Do y'all think I have
Because
an ego?
uh you don't you've never really mentioned you being the best at the game or anything like that. You've never done that. But I know, like, when you go to sleep and stuff, you're like, I'm so much better than Jaylos.
You thought? No, God bless, no. So I can even make my own Giazo now of us playing recently. Well, when I kid you not, like, I forgot what happened, but I fed all to Jaylos, right? And I think I was like 700, at least maybe 1K, and he had like 9K or something, and he was about to 16 into me. But if he was a split faster, he would have got it. But this guy pre'd it.
Yeah.
Oh
I was like,
my
oh
god.
no. Oh, I just had to record for memes, but that shit was, I was like, oh no. I thought he was gonna stop playing after that, because knowing him back in 2019, if something like that happened, he stopped playing immediately. But Jaylos kept playing, so I'm like, all right, fine.
Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think it's when you play the game every day, and then like there's a mistake that that like
Either you
that
or
like
your person's making. Yeah, I get it.
yeah that didn't have to happen. It can get upsetting, especially when you're playing it all the time too. And that's why I think it's good to like sometimes just take a break and not play every single day, because that can also build up your tolerance as well when it comes to playing the game, because you're not playing it every single minute of the day.
Yeah.
And there's people that do that too, and they just get blown out.
Yeah. I think people. I noticed at one point when I started playing every single day, I felt like I was getting worse. I don't know why. And then when I took a break for maybe about like 3-4 days and I came back, I felt refreshed and I started playing a lot better.
Well, it's
Yeah, I
kind of
feel
like
that.
smoking marijuana, right? You
Hmm.
smoke once or twice, and you get high, really high. But you smoke it every day, all day, for 4 or 5 weeks. So that's like a month and a week. Now, at the second week of the second month, you're not getting high no more. You're
Yeah,
just
you're.
in a fog. You're just stuck in it. But you take a break, and then you come back a month later, and you take that one toke,
Yeah.
and you're coughing your lungs out, and you're high, and you're probably dead asleep
Hmm.
because it hit you so hard. And that's how it is for the game. It's like
It's like a drug.
you it's definitely a drug. We're addicted to it. So it's like
Hmm.
you're in for a month, you get fogged out towards the end, you're like you said, I'm getting worse every single day, and then you take a
Hmm.
break, you come back a month later, and all of a sudden you're pre-splitting the gods that freaking came down from heaven and we've been slapping ass since 2008. Like, I don't know. Like, so it's just a matter of proportioning the game, just proportioning it, because I mean, it's everything. Like, you can't do too much of good, it's bad for you.
My
For
mic's
the
not messed
anime
up, right?
people out there, it's called a Zenkai boost,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Oh my god.
My mic's fine, right?
I
It's not
mean,
acting up.
Yep.
All right.
Your mic is fine.
Go ahead. You were saying, Teki?
I don't know. I'm gonna probably maybe hop on sometime, but I that's what I think, is that we just can't do too much of it, because it just, I don't know. There's people that can keep on doing much of it, and maybe they just
Hmm.
have really good computers, and I don't know. They just, it's easy for them to do things that other people really can't. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Long story
Me
short, too
me
much
coming
of it
from
is
like
not good.
the sports world and stuff like that, like, you know, the whole gaming thing was kind of nuanced to me. So when I first started playing, I wasn't really used to like sitting and at a screen like the all day long and stuff like that. So,
Right.
you know, because I used to just like play ball every single day, like every single day. There would either be practice, games, or I would go practice with my trainer and stuff like that. Go to the YMCA, do all types of stuff. So,
Right.
but when I first did this though, I think that maybe like playing sports might have given me an advantage. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like it might have given me an advantage.
Well, your mind is operating at a different level. You're not just sitting down sluggish, right? And
Yeah.
you've just been trained to think faster. You've been trained to react, and these are the things that you need to be able to play efficiently with a specific game. You need to be able to react fast. You need to be able to think fast, and you also need to be able to overcome obstacles. And that's, in sports, those three things are the biggest things, and those three things is what actually it that's what happens, is what you actually receive as far as skill sets from sports. So
Yep.
passing that on to this, yeah, no problem at all. You were able to do that. I mean, and it would make you better. I mean, it goes for anybody.
Hmm.
And sitting down for a long period of time, whether you do sports or not, is definitely going to slow you down, and it's going to make you it's going to make you unhealthy.
Yep.
So, like, straight up. So definitely stay active. I mean, if you want to kick ass in the next tournament, go jog a mile and then come back, play. Take a
Yep.
cold shower.
Improved hand-eye coordination, everything like that. Like, it
Those
can
two.
definitely help.
Yeah, this is esports, right?
Yep. All right, Flinzy, come on. Ask.
Internet
We're
sports.
we're deterring, but we're talking about the community and stuff like that. But what's another question you have for us?
Well,
You
actually, I
know?
want to know with Teki as well before I start going on to at least both of you, like, because I know you already answered already. But
Hmm.
what was like some of your biggest dramas back then, Teki, or even now to this day?
Biggest dramas. Oh god.
Clans, people, whatever it is,
Techie,
really.
Techie, for legal reasons, can't state some of them.
No shit, dude. Um. Okay. Okay. Here's my biggest dramas. I'm gonna list. Let's see. I got two in my head right now. What's the third one? Let's see. Biggest dramas. Hmm. I'm gonna list two for now.
Okay.
So I have number one, and this is one individual. This is not a clan. This person's name is Acmic. Okay. Now this guy, and this guy has not stopped persisting to get my attention since as late as 2016 through 2020, no, 2019. 2016 through 2019, this European cunt would get on TeamSpeak 24/7 trying to spam me and trying to find my IP, trying to DDoS me. Lo and behold, I had my protection, I had my defense and offense for if he tried to attack me. And he's tried. And I disconnected one time. This is where the drama started.
Mm-hmm.
I disconnected and it said I timed out because I closed the laptop. I come back. He's telling the whole community that he DDoSed me. Now I'm not tripping, right? It's whatever, right? But people start coming over and they're like, "Yo, you got DDoSed by Acmic? I have your IP." They're saying they have my IP, right? Because he thinks he hit the right IP. So he's spamming an IP, and I locate the IP. It's in Netherlands because it's my VPN. So I go and I'm like, "Acmic, listen, Acmic, you DDoS me, right?" It's like talking shit, like just throwing a bunch of words at me, right? He's not even trying to acknowledge anything. So he's like, "Look, I'll do it again." I said, "Really? All right, go ahead, do it again." Now, what I'm explaining right now has happened over probably 100 times. So this
Wait,
isn't the first thing. What?
dude. No, I'm just thinking about a time where Acmic had stated something in Revenant about his router. I think I might know where this is going.
Thank you. Okay, so when he was ready to DDoS me again, I decided to hit him off, right? So he he went and said, "I'm hitting you off right now." Now, while he's saying I'm hitting you off, he's like, "I'm hitting you up, tick, but you tick," like all lagged out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, "All right." He goes off. User is timed out. Boom, he's gone, right? Now he gets back on about an hour later, and he's like, "Techie, that's not funny. Stop." I'm like, "All right, I'll stop. Are you done?" All right, cool. A week goes by. He comes back. Now, I've given a lot of leeway. I let him for about 5 days do his thing, trying to ignore him, whatever. It got to one Saturday. So from 2016, 17, 17, that's what it was. 17 is when this all went down. After all this time, I finally destroyed his router. I got on. I got my old friend. His name is Waxy. He was in the Call of Duty community. He was the one that put me on botnets. He has one of the biggest botnets in Iceland, literally confirmed. I decided to put him on the IP that I had in my file on one of my computers, which was Acmix. So I slid that over to him. I said, "Hey, can you put him down for 39 years?" He said, "Sure, no problem." Well, he does it, and somehow Acmic gets back online. He bought a new router. So
Yes.
I decided to get my botnet. I just I decided to destroy his whole entire router and also his new router. And so when he was offline, which was probably for about a month, he comes back and I actually get back on it on Discord. He gets back on, he texts me or whatever, and he just cuts me out, whatever. And then he finally says, "Dude, this is not funny. You made my parents buy a whole new network, and it took us about a month because we don't have money like that." I said, "Okay, good." And I think he went around telling everybody that his router has been out because of
Yep.
I don't know if he said me, but he said his router's been out. His router's has not been working. It's been fried. Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
It just I'm not even gonna go into details, but long story short, this kid has been an issue because even after all of that, he decides to come back with the same attitude, like he didn't start anything, and decides to talk the same level of crap. like he can do something. So I think he's the biggest problem, biggest drama that I've had because he just does he never stopped. He's just persistent with
I
the
can
same
confirm this,
toxicity.
and
Yeah, a lot of
I
people.
think that changed him though, because I asked him, does he still DDoS anyone? Just like thinking about the old times, because he used to DDoS people, I remember, and he said no, and I think that was probably the reason why. I think you changed him after you DDoSed him that
Yeah,
time.
long story short, he quit. He stopped, but he still talked crap. But he wasn't DDoSing anymore. He was
Yeah,
over it. So that was definitely the biggest drama because that was a complete beginning and finish of a drama because
yeah.
even though he still might come around and talk crap, um, I mean, he actually have a screenshot where he was asking to be cool with me. He was like,
Hmm.
Techie, can we be cool? Can we be cool? Blah, blah, blah. And, I didn't, I'm not going to give any attention to that drama. But yeah, so long story short, he decided to bug me about stuff, trying to DDoS me, going around bragging. Then he gets his botnet hit by, I mean, his booter hit by one of my friends. And then I go and finish off the last of his booter. And then I go, about a month later, he comes back with new booter, talking the same crap, and then kind of crying about it. And then I just destroyed his whole router, and then now he's pretty much quit DDoSing. So,
Fun fact:
for me,
people were
yeah,
even scared to even like DDoS me just because Techie was my duo and good friend. Like
yeah, but
legitimately, people
literally
didn't want
duo
to DDoS
bodyguard.
me. Like they're like, yeah. I
No,
remember one
yeah,
time I was like, dude, am I getting DDoS? But it happened to be my internet, and then I forget who it was, but it was like a close friend. It wasn't anyone that was actually trying to DDoS me. He's like, nah, bro, you're good friends with Techie. I don't think anyone would try to DDoS you.
there's been times where I've actually been rejected from clans just because of the reputation I've had with
Yeah.
Acnic.
And I didn't even know Techie did all of this, which is the funny part. And then
Mhm.
and then me and him just had like a long conversation, and we just talked about everything. And I was like, "Dang, bro, you're doing
He
crazy
was like,
stuff."
"You're the one. Oh my god." It's like, yes, you could be my duo, and you're a good split runner.
I didn't care, bro. I was like, whatever.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Oh man.
Who'd you say the other guy was?
The other, wait, which one?
You said
Oh,
there's
the
two
other
people.
drama.
You said there's two people. You said Acmic and then there was another one.
Okay, so yeah. Meanwhile, explaining all of this, I'm still trying to find that roster. It's somewhere on YouTube. I know exactly where it's at. If I could just find the account. But anyways, um, and for anybody that's like really watching this, the roster that I'm talking about is for the first clan that I was ever in. It was a Skype clan, and actually the Zelko. This was the biggest part about. I'm backtracking. This is the biggest part. Zelko was one of the members in my very first clan. Fun fact.
Ah.
The Zelko, you all know. Yeah. So, and we've actually known each other. Like he pretends that he doesn't know me, but we've known each other for a very long time, and shared the same clan. I think it's very cool because how far everybody has gone and where we're at now. Um, it's cool how connections last. I mean, it's really crazy. But as far as the second thing, so here's the second thing. This is a clan, not a person. Now there's this clan, okay? It's called Savage. You guys know SV, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, this thing. I think I know who
SV,
you're talking
right? Okay. Well, I don't have the videos anymore because I deleted them, but I had a whole archive of, I think it was about 5 videos of me destroying the SV TeamSpeak. They had 2 TeamSpeaks and also their website. Now, the reason why, I'm not even gonna say all that because I don't want to. It's in my favor for one. I'm not necessarily. I didn't go out and do it just for any type of clout or anything like that. It was mainly because somebody in there was a high rank and was stealing some of my ideas and also threatening to turn down my UG TeamSpeak. Now, UG is Unknown Gods, and we won the very first tournament, uh, the very first official tournament to ever exist in Agario. Um, this was 2016, the beginning of 2016, so right when 2015 ended, and we were just in there. Unknown, I think it was no, not unknown. It was Madden ZT Madden. he joined our team speak, and he was very welcomed. Everybody was like, let's play, let's record a little bit. He decided to record some of our tournament, and everything was going well. SV came along, and this was after, see, UG and SV was made after Unity. Now, Unity team is probably it is the biggest, it was the biggest team and tournament hosting team to ever be created, even now. And the owner was Amnesia and
I've heard that name in
No,
forever.
I think Drac was a later. Yeah, that name is very ancient right now. Shout out to Amnesia. Who's the other owner that came in? Um, wow, that slips my mind. Um, oh well, can't remember. That guy, Amnesia, was the hoster. He would get on TeamSpeak and in front of like 200 people would just get plastered drunk and just talk to everybody, and it was
Tell
kind of funny.
stories.
Yeah, tell stories and have a good old time. Um, that was cool. We decided to make UG TeamSpeak after all of that. Um, SV came along, and then one of the owners of SV decided it was Sway. His name was Sway. This was my other drama. I would call both of them drama queens.
Hmm.
So Sway was very. If you guys don't know, Sway is, I think he's gay, right?
I think he's bi.
Yeah. Um, so he was very, I would say, in tune with his emotions. He was emotional about everything, just like a girl, dude. So I would go on. I would I would play in UG. We won the tournament. I decided to leave UG for a quick little bit because I was dealing with life, and then I came back and I decided to join SV because SV was doing scrims, and I just wanted to get involved. So I decided to play, and they had elite, legendary, um, and something else. These
I
were
think it was
rankings
Clan
in
War player.
TeamSpeak. Clan War player, yeah. And I got to a point where I was Clan War player and I was a legendary, and this was with ease. I was just playing, everything was good, people were recognizing and whatever. Well, Sway gets on, and this happens 3 times where I have all my ranks, it's whatever. I'm not a big person about bitching about ranks unless it's like a need to be able to play in a clan war, or a need to be able to participate when I'm supposed to be participating. Not necessarily a random clan, like somebody gives me a rank and then take it off and I'm like all mad. No, it's just like if I'm really trying to be involved, I'm trying to be involved. So Sway gets on one day and takes off my ranks without any question. I'm like, dude, 4 of your council, you being the 5th, agree to me being in the clan, and you haven't been on for about a month, and you get on and you do this. Well, why? Well, he was simply just scared that I would DDoS somebody. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but I don't know why he was thinking about that specifically, because I wasn't mad at anybody in there. Now, one of my
Mhm.
duos was Lost Cause in SV. And if you guys know Lost Cause, you know him. If you don't, you don't. Um, we were playing. He came in. We were in a duo chat, and he removed all my ranks. So I told him, Sway, you want to do this? He disconnects. So the 4 council come in. They're like, what happened? What happened? And I'm like, nothing. I just need my ranks back. Okay, gave me my ranks back. Everything's cool. I go back to UG. I literally go back. Like I joined UG because I don't like all that shit. And we had a private team speak, and Spyro was in there. Snicks was in there. Madden was in there, and we were just, all playing and stuff. Well, Sway gets on our team speak. All right, UG. Now, of course, Techie, he's gonna, be the bodyguard, right? So I'm already sniffing the IP, already got it, just putting it in my back pocket, just giving it a little caress, just holding it. Just like, all right, all right, all right. He gets on there and he DMs me. He's like, Techie, I want you to come back to SV. I'm like, why should I do that? First thing you did when you connected to SV was take away my rank. He's like, no, I heard that you're good, blah, 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 blah. I said, what? All right, well, I'm gonna go back. So I go back. I still have my ranks. I don't know why he asked me to come back. He tried to get my IP. Now, luckily, I joined with the VPN. So he as dumb as he is, spams the IP that he got off of my profile all over global chat in SV. Now, Akmek was there. Okay. Now, Akmek was like, he says in chat, "Oh, Techie, you're done now." I said, "Oh, really?" Now, this was a double whammy because I took out Akmek that day,
Mhm.
and I also took down the SV TeamSpeak. And the way I did that was I looked up the ports to the TeamSpeak. I connected to the botnet that I had, and I also put Sway's IP. So I took down Sway, I took down Acmic, and I took down the TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak was down for about 2 days. I got back on. Nobody had ranks anymore because if TeamSpeak's down for a couple, back then, at least to the other version of TeamSpeak, when you take down TeamSpeak for more than 2 days or a day, 24 hours, all the ranks get reset except for the owner.
Mhm.
Now, Sway wasn't on when I got back. Everybody's ranks was wiped, and I I actually went into this is when client permissions, this is a permission where you can edit for each client, including yourself. This is when that was unlocked. So before GarHub came into play. And before all of this, thinking ahead, I decided to make my client permissions available to ownership. So when I had my client word player and legendary, some of those ranks were glitched to where I can edit my own self. And so I did so to where I can assign myself a group when I got back. Now, when I got back, everybody was wiped. I was a guest as well, but my client permissions gave me permission to give me an ownership pass. So I did that. I gave myself ownership. Sway wasn't on. Everybody was, everybody was there. It was like 40 people or something.
Mhm.
Um, I decided to kick and ban everybody. Boom, 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 boom. Now, of course, all these people went into some TeamSpeak. I guess Sway was on, and they all told him. Sway gets on Discord and calls me. I didn't answer. What I did was recorded the whole entire, and I deleted these videos. I had 3 or 4 videos archived, and it was Sway Destruction. That's what I named it. It was like, or SV Destruction, not Sway Destruction. It was SV Destruction, and I sent these videos, full videos of me going through all the permissions one by one, deleting them, wiping them out, taking down the server, putting his own address, taking that down, and I sent these videos via PM to him. Now he was now at my mercy. Whoa, 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 whatever. Wooty woo. He was like, "Oh, Teggy, like, I can't believe you did this," because they put so much work into that TeamSpeak. And I basically ended SV, the SV that you might see now. I don't know if it's still up, but there was like a part 2 of SV where they all came back. They tried making a website and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's nothing the same. My goal was to cut off all stability of the server, so it wasn't the number one anymore. It wasn't the one people will connect to, because I know they would have to change their IP, which means they would have to re-advertise. So that was my whole goal, was to just end the success of SV, and the reason being is because he decided to leak my, thinking it was my IP, but if somebody's gonna leak my IP, whether it's my IP or if it's a fake one, I know what type of person that is. So if it even was my IP, I would definitely need to do something. But it wasn't my IP, so I took it as an advantage, knowing that he's that type of person to spam it and just be like that. So I decided to actually take down his whole success. I didn't want anything to happen. I didn't want to have to wear a VPN 24/7 when I play this game. I shouldn't have to do that. So I wanted to eliminate that problem, and I did. Um, I already told the story about Acmic. He was already offline. He was gone, fucking disappeared. And as far as SV, I mean these two dramas. I know it's like kind of foggy. It's like all over the place the way I explained it, because it is. It was very random. Um, and obviously this is like 3 years later, so it's just, it's not something I think about. I don't think about this at all. This, like, the fact that you mentioned it, it surprised me. I was like, wow, okay, 2 dramas. These are the 2 main dramas that I've ever had in Agario. Like, really, like, I don't think it's ever gotten any worse than taking down somebody's TeamSpeak and ending their population, and also destroying somebody's router IRL to where they had to buy 2 new routers. I've never had any other big drama. I mean, as far as drama went, it was either just words being thrown at me or somebody not liking I was in a clan when they wanted me in their clan. Like that's as worse as it got. But I can't even think of a third one off top. I mean, there was so much going on. I just decided after that SV thing, I decided to put it on YouTube. I got over like 2K views. I know it's not much, but back then it was kind of cool. On those videos, I got so many comments just kind of laughing because there's a lot of people hating on SV, and just I don't know. I just kind of did it for them. I was like, here you go, just fucking SV destroyed, and everybody just kind of glorified that. It was kind of cool, but that was my way of dealing with that situation. So I just went back to UG and which are unknown gods, and I just stuck there for a cool minute, and that decided to shut down. People kind of went their own ways. I'm still friends with a lot of them. Still friends with Dayton. I'm still friends with, well, I'm going off track, but I'm still friends with a lot of people in that clan. Nothing changed based off of that. If anything, our friendship got a little closer because they had the same drive of destroying SV that I did. So, because of a lot of other things that I haven't mentioned too, that were very sneaky and sly and deceitful. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tekki got pretty mad at me when I left for a month without saying anything. And
I
then
bet.
then I came back and he's like, ha, you traitor. I'll still take you back though. And I was like, all right, yeah.
So, how long do you guys think, or at least you, Jaylos, because you're playing right now, like, how long do you think you'll just be playing it for?
Time will tell. I can't give you an exact amount, but I feel I can't give you an exact time, but what I can say, I can give you an exact moment when like everything aligns with what I want to do with my career and stuff like that, and school and everything. That's when I will focus more on that. And I feel like I don't want a job, I want a career. I don't want to do something that like will like start to feel like a job when I'm like 27 to 30. I want something that feels like a career, something that like I can do and enjoy for until I retire, basically. And that's when
Yeah.
I'll obviously stop playing as much. I might come back to the community just to talk to friends and stuff like that. But then I also have my life with like all my other friends, here as well. But I think, yeah, when it's my time,
Yeah.
it'll be
You
my time.
you want to have goals,
Yeah, exactly.
and just like life, it's like what you sow is what you reap, right? So what I mean by that is, let's say we have soil. Let's wait the fresh soil, and then I'm the farmer, so I'm the decider of what gets grown in that soil. And I got one poisonous plant seed and one very fruitful plant seed. And I plant the let's say evil one, and I plant the good one. And there I put soil over it, I put water over it, and I nurture it every single day. Now, the soil, which is life, is not going to tell me what it's going to allow grow and what's not going to allow grow. Those two plants, whether they're poisonous or fruitful, are both going to grow if they're nurtured correctly by me, the master of the soil or the master of life. So I'm agreeing with Jaylos. He wants a career. He wants some. He doesn't want to do a 9 to 5. He doesn't want to work his ass off and pay check to check. You know what I mean? That's not how life should be. It should
Yeah,
be
no,
a
I feel
career.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a career. It should be definitely something that's fruitful and that will be success. I mean, success is not necessarily a $1 billion or a millionaire or being
Success
wealthy. No,
is happiness.
it's the journey. Success is the journey. It's just, yeah, it's happiness. It's happiness knowing that you're meeting your goals. It's happiness knowing that you have goals to meet. I mean,
And there's
if you
some
don't
people
have
that are
goals, you don't
happy,
have motivation. You don't have purpose.
and there's some people that are happy working to a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to be somewhere where you're not, if you're working a 9 to 5 and you want to be doing something greater than that, then work for it and stuff. But if you're happy doing a 9 to 5, if that's what brings you happiness, then by all means, I'm not gonna, that's you.
Yeah.
Well, you just said you plan
Discriminate.
on
Yeah.
joining the Air Force too, but and on top of that, thinking like not only like how much you could possibly make from it, but you could also retire early and then do like maybe have like a side job or something.
Oh yeah,
It wouldn't
you
have
can
to
have so
feel
many
like work.
opportunities.
Yeah, go to
Yeah.
college too. They could pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking about just like life and stuff like that, and I was actually talking about how I was considering joining the Air Force. My uncle recommended to me because like he's in special forces and stuff like that, and he said if you were to go into a specific branch, the Air Force would probably be one of the best options. So stuff like that.
And to anyone
Respect,
watching this,
yeah.
like this is just how like conversations back in like Pink Lock just went. Like it just went all to like this deep shit. Like Tekki would make it as deep as possible. I don't know how he does it, but he does it, and it makes it like more interesting to listen to it. So this episode's probably be like 2 hours long or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've had
man.
moments where
Yeah.
we would just be in TeamSpeak, about 5 of us, and we would be like, "All right, it's time to go to bed." But we'd be up until like 5 a.m. just talking about the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
It
But
was
I mean, we
awesome.
just talked about like the way society is, all the things that like it's just everything, man. Everything. But that's the thing though. There's so much to talk about.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
Um,
that's
Okay,
when I'll probably
so
quit.
I
So
found my roster for the first clan ever.
even just the tag, I was literally straight up like Pink Glock Techie.
Dude, that was so sick.
Wait, why did I even
Man,
come up with that? Why did I even come up with that name though?
you both
Do you
came up
remember the
with
bro,
it for some
conversation?
reason. What?
What was it? Cause of what was the conversation we had, Techie?
dude, I can't. The conversation was based off of like, all right, man, we're gonna make a team, man. Fuck this. What? Let's do ats. Let's do ats. No, we did ats already. Remember? Oh yeah, you're right, you're right.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
let's do man. Let's do like, man, that'll be cool. Glock. Yeah, Glock, bro. That'll be sick. Like Glock. Yeah. Look, hey, I'm gonna look up Glocks real quick. Let me see Glock. Oh yeah, that's cool. Hey, bro, I found a pink Glock. What the fuck? And then you're like, pink Glock, pink Glock. Yo, pink Glock, bro. Let's do it.
Pink
Pink
Glock,
Glock,
Pink
bro. No,
Glock.
no, 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 no. That's sick, bro. That's sick. Pink Glock, bro. I was like, dude, let's do it. What's that tag? What's that tag? And you're like, bro, just pink Glock. Look, all caps, pink Glock.
Yo, we were dying. We were
And
like,
then you
Pink
and
Glock, Pink
Rewind,
Glock.
you and Rewind made the Glock split.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then the Glock split, dude. You guys were playing for hours, and you're like, hey, Techie, I got a Glock split, dog. Look at this shit. And then you would 16 like a bullet get shot, and then some dude would come cap it on the side and split on all the pieces, and you would just boom. Or no, he would split in the front piece, the very front piece of the 16 pieces.
yes, yeah. Both of
Oh
us with
my god.
16. Yo.
Dude, both of you 16, but like the guy on the right that was 16, it would go
Yeah.
all into the first piece that goes in the very front of the other person 16. That was sick, bro. That was so sick. Oh my god.
Oh wait, so yeah, I did. I have that under my belt now. I invented a trick. No one ever
Yeah, you
uses it
straight
though
up,
because it's just so
straight up
risky.
did. Glock split, dog.
That's so lit, bro. I remember. Now I remember. I was like, Pink Lock, Pink Lock.
Yeah, you
We
pink
started dying.
Glock.
we just started. We just
Pink
started
Glock.
dying.
Dude, no shit. Like that's how it was. Man,
And then we made it. Yeah, I'm actually dying, bro. Oh man.
that's
Yeah.
funny and shit.
It's crazy because like I don't think anyone's like ever like made like a team like that like ever
No way, dude. No way.
like a pink Glock like nah, that's just super unique.
That's so unique to this day.
It's like we're in tap with our emotions, but we'll kill you.
Bro, yeah, on God. On God. Dude, if I come back to Gar, it's pink Glock all the way. Sorry, it's pink Glock.
I remember you saying pink Glock is the last thing you'll ever join,
Yes,
you'll ever
sir.
be in.
It's the last thing I'll ever be in. Except for Cherry though, but that's simple.
Yeah.
The fact that it got so big and then like died is sad.
It died because I left, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It
You
really
did?
wait.
I didn't even realize.
Wait,
Well,
pink
and
Glock or
he
Cherry?
he
Oh
left
no, you're
out.
still in the cherry. You just not active on it no more.
Yeah.
No, he didn't even leave Pink Lock. He just like left, kind of like how he did the Jaylos dip special.
Jaylos Houdini. It's fucking
the
left.
Jaylos,
Dip.
the Jaylos Houdini.
Fucking left, dog. It's
Yeah,
like, where'd that dude at, bro? I don't know.
no.
Fucking dip.
And then it just kind of died out after he left, cause like it was like, personally, I didn't want to stay in it anymore, cause like it was just like, I made it with the homie, and like since I made it with the homie, it just isn't special anymore, you know.
For real.
Plus, it had drama with it.
I
Yeah.
forget.
It
What
was
was the
with
drama?
it was with Fuji and Radiation.
Oh, radiation, dude. That kid. That kid, bro.
That kid.
Oh my
Remember
god.
North Days?
Dude, yes, bro. Dude, that kid, bro. Radiation, I swear to God.
If he's watching this right now, bro, like,
Listen,
nah,
radiation.
I've
Listen.
only played with him like, I've seen him only once, and it was like in a tournament, and I was like, yo, no way, that's Radiation. He didn't even talk though.
That kid, bro.
Yeah, Fuji caused like drama, I think in 6ix9ine or some other shit, and then like somehow
3P.
got into yeah, and
Yo,
then like,
Tekki,
somehow got
Tekki.
into that.
Yeah.
Tekki, you don't even want to mention the 3P thing that we did, right? Remember
Oh,
what we did?
hell nah. Oh,
No,
It wasn't
wait,
3-point.
P
It
or
wasn't
Chink?
3-point. It was
It was
Chink. Yeah.
Chink, bro. I know what you're talking
Pink
about, bro. Bro, that's some shit. You gotta tell him about that, bro. You gotta tell him about that. You gotta tell him about that. Bro.
Wait, I don't even remember how we came up with the. Wait, who even came up with the idea to do it? Was it me?
Fuji.
Because I feel like I'm a
It
bad
was you,
influence.
bro.
Fuji
It
had
was you.
perms. Fuji was a member, so he had perms.
Yeah, but I think I came up with the idea low key though to
And
like
then
Yes,
do
Tekki
it.
bro.
somehow managed to mess with the perms to give himself owner or something, where like
Yeah.
he had every
he put,
admin access.
he put a secret role as a guest, and then
Yeah, bro.
you could have all the perms. It was like a special or something like that. And then we came in
Straight up.
or whatnot. And then yo, we made so many rooms and everything. Oh my god, it
Dude,
was
we were
hilarious.
going crazy. Like,
This is because Fuji
literally
just
every insult we could think of, we put as a channel. It was crazy.
literally the only like I think the only reason why we did it was because Fuji just didn't like dancing. I think we all just disliked dancing at that time, and we were just like, nah, f him.
Yeah,
We did, bro. I
true.
reversed dancing in the tournament.
Yeah, it was dancing. It
It
was
was dancing.
dancing.
Everybody was screaming, bro, because we was so on dancing. Like we did not like that dude, bro. And then in the tournament, it was like two people left. It was dancing in this duo, bro. We were like about to be number one. And I go back. I remember there was three bubbles, and they were both equally. They were all three equally big, and it was
You try to
me and
split into
Jaylos.
him, and
And
then like yeah.
yeah, somebody tried to split into him, and then oh you know, dancing was trying to split into the guy that was right in front
So
of
that
me,
they could
and
trick,
I
yeah.
split past the guy, and
Mhm.
then I got dancing, and I got that guy, and I split on the third guy. Oh my god, it was crazy, bro. Oh
Yo,
my,
it was so lit, bro.
I can't believe you
And
don't
then
have the guy
no
on
name
here.
in the background. He's
And
like,
no name, yeah.
he was
That
screaming
nigga
through
was
his
crazy.
mic.
He was
It was
so, bro. You
static.
couldn't even hear him scream. He was so loud.
You know, he's like ah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
and
Pink,
no name like never talk. Oh, he does talk actually,
yeah, no, he does.
but he
It
doesn't
was
get
just so
loud
lit.
like crazy.
Yeah, he only does it in tourneys though. It's funny.
So I put a couple skins in the chat. These are some skin. I remade that skin you sent me of what's her name again?
Natalie.
Natalie, bro. Natalie. Yes. I'm gonna marry her, bro. Just kidding. Just kidding. She got a boyfriend.
Oh, yep. You put the transparent border on. You already know. I haven't used a
Yeah.
transparent border in so long. Need to start doing that.
I remade them without transparent borders, but I don't know. It just looks cool sending in like that.
Yeah.
So you think there's gonna be any other games you plan on trying out? Maybe joining a different community in or something?
Well, I'm playing Call of Duty Mobile. If you guys want to play, you know, my name's ZT with the dot. Just look me up, add me as a friend. Call of Duty Mobile.
Okay, and you, Jaylos?
I don't know if I'm gonna join any other communities. I've already joined a couple and stuff like that, but like usually when I get bored of a game or I stop playing, like I don't know. I don't see myself joining any other community. I see myself just talking to like close friends, pretty much. In
Yeah, I
each
feel that too.
community I'm already in. So yeah,
All
I
right.
So I
found my
wanted to
people
show
already.
Flinzy. I wanted to show Flinzy this first clan that I was in. I know I lagged
Oh
on
yeah,
it,
he
but
put
it
the
was the first
roster up.
question. Yeah, the first question
Is
you
that the same
asked.
devil?
Yep,
Yeah, the same devil, same galaxy,
same
and same
Zelko.
Zelko. Yeah, in January 13th, 2016.
Surprised. It's not with two X's.
Oh yeah, well, you know, he's a little dyslexic.
So what clans do you think right now in 2020 at least that are good? Like name a top three.
Cherry.
Not
I
Senpa.
don't think Techie can speak on that though, because like he hasn't even really been in the AR community. Really,
Well,
he's been
yeah,
playing
Yeah.
more.
this one's for you though.
All right. Top three clans. Top three clans for NA or just
Uh,
in general.
just in general, like in 2020.
Okay, so it's Divinity, Vanator, and
Banner
3P.
died, I think, but yeah, I guess I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Goat made an NA team for Vanderder, and I don't know what happened to
He
Vanderder.
spam poked me like 80 times.
This is how I feel about Goat.
This guy, man.
Fuck you, Goat.
You gotta keep that in, Flizzy. Flizzy, you gotta keep that in, bro. Okay, yeah, but when it comes to NA, okay, I'm gonna be honest, NA is quite trash.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I feel like okay, after, I'm trying to think of a point in period in time where like it was actually competitive, because now you can call yourself the best clan, but it's like more than likely like I don't know. This game is more about like luck and stuff now more than anything.
Yeah, servers have been way more dead than I've ever seen before.
Yeah, and
Every
like
lobby's like 50 players or something like that. It's just like, dude, what?
and the only times that some clans have been the best is because there's no competition.
A Yakuza.
Yeah, but as soon as there's competition, they fall.
Yeah.
Yakuza.
But that's another thing. Like, it's unfair to players that like weren't playing or didn't discover TeamSpeak at that time. But what I just think about is how would you perform in the past when there was like 30 teams in a tournament and you know like it was like legit competition, like where like it was like DW. There was like a whole bunch of split different teams with like amazing players on each one because of how big the community was. Because I think about the people that like brag now saying that they're like so good and stuff like that, but back in the day they couldn't do anything. Like they were just trash. So I was like, okay, now you can do something because all the teams that existed back then have quit, you know?
Oh, I would
Mm.
love to say some names right now.
Go for
Let me
it.
think. I'm trying to think of someone.
Yeah, you could probably think of some. If I can think of some, you definitely can think of some.
Like I don't know. It's like, dude, I can't for some reason. Dude,
What's the question?
It was
what do you think are the best clans and stuff? I
like
don't know.
right
I'm
now.
trying to. Yeah, right now. EU is like easy. NA is like is easy as well. They're just all bad.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like everyone in NA cheats. Mostly everyone in NA cheats.
Oh, did you know about Dancing getting banned from the
Sigma.
Gar Hub?
They're gonna talk about Sigma.
Oh yeah, you're
Cheating.
welcome.
No. Like I forgot what happened. Dancing uploaded a video on his channel of his team like cheating with bots, and then Awesome decided to take down their clan as a whole, and then on
Yep.
top of that ban Dancing for like a good 2 weeks or something like that. Or
Yeah,
you're
or a
welcome.
month.
See, that's why I don't really care about winning tournaments anymore. Nothing is legit. Most of the time they usually have a ref that's their friend, and then they'll get a free rematch. You can't W Savage anymore because some kid's literally gonna have a panic attack, cry, and post pictures of pain of himself on TikTok. And then you have people saying you can't kill number one while solo. Like it's 3 IQ children that don't even know how to play this game in general. Like every single person that I know that like I've played with and stuff like that, and then dealing with hosts and reminiscing on it, the host in 2019,
You remember what happened with me, right?
2019 to 2020. Yep, even with you as well. Just like you were a good ref because like you actually understood English and you're actually fair. But
Yo,
dude,
wait, did I
there,
tell? Oh, no, actually, no. Go ahead. I'll say it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you did tell me about the thing with dancing or something like that when you were a ref. But anyways, oh, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there was even a point in time where well, even now, refs. Why are you refing if you're not watching the game? Why do you need a
Mm.
recording? Why do you need a recording of proof every single time someone does something suspicious or like you need proof that like we had the server or whatever before like like it like DC or something like that when that used to happen. If you're refing, you should be watching the game. Why do you need a recording? The same thing happened like when we made a team after like LT or whatnot, and like
It
it
was
was like
abstract.
me. No. It wasn't abstract though. We played for a random team with a random name because it was before Flixie decided to bring back abstract and stuff like that.
Oh
And then
yeah,
I
yeah,
beat
yeah.
abstract with a random hexa in the tournament round just to prove my dominance. But anyways, yeah, it was like with distro and stuff, and I was really heated at the time. And these refs, like he was like, the way that you guys got number one was suspicious. And then I said, bro, what do you mean it was suspicious? I pre-split, no, because I
Oh,
ended up
wasn't that
pre-splitting.
with the I know what you're talking about.
It was a cross. We used the cross tag or whatnot. It was like a.
What was it? I'm trying to think of the tournament. It was
It was. I think it was
Ogario.
Agar
Ogario.
Ogario.cc. Yeah. And I was
Yes.
like, yo, you might as well delete our channel now because the fact that you're saying that we cheated to get number one and you need a recording. It proves that you have no idea what happened. You're listening to the other team, and saying that like the way that we got the mask was bogus.
There was a point in time where we had refs at top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, and middle. So there was 5 refs, and they would watch only 4 sectors of each
Yep.
section. And there was a time where we didn't need to do recordings. There was always a trusted 5, and you'd be able to check in with the other ref, be like, "Hey, what happened up there at top left? Did you see anything fishy?" Yeah, this guy. But we don't do that anymore. There's usually like one ref, and he's not, like you said, not watching the game. So these tournaments
And then
aren't
he
even
makes false
tournaments.
accusations. He makes false accusations against us, even though he didn't even see what happened.
Yeah, because
So
I
there's
remember
that.
Flixie pointed out something. I don't have the gifts anymore, but he showed the refs how I think it was with what's his name, I don't know how you say his name. It was Lizzie or something like that. Alzzy. Alize,
Yeah,
that's how you say it.
yeah,
Okay. But I
yeah.
remember he was telling him
Something like
like,
that. I know you're
so
talking about.
you called this cheating, and he pulls up your POV of like how you got number one. But
Mhm.
the way that this other team that we were going against, when I was
Mhm.
playing with Rewind, Yesno, and Flix,
Yeah.
he says you don't call that cheating, but I mean you don't call what the team that we just go against cheating, but you call what Jaylos did cheating. That doesn't make any sense at all. Because what
Mhm.
happened in his clip was that number one was over splitting by like a lot.
Mhm.
And then the other team was like splitting onto them getting all their mass. And that's why that looks suspicious. But he's saying
Yeah.
basically like, yeah, I don't know. It was stupid. I
Mhm.
remember that. That was retarded.
Stuff like that. And Lost Times was my worst experience ever when it comes to competitive, just because of the amount of times that we got banned from the channels. I don't know if you saw my videos, but if you saw my tournament videos, you would see we'd get our channel deleted almost every single tournament. Not only just because like the refs are low-key haters and they're just mad that they'll never be at a skill level that can even make it past the first round, but just because like they just don't want to see us win, and I don't understand that, and
Mhm.
like it was just so dumb, man. It's just so dumb when it comes to refs. Like I've never, most of the refs I've never even heard of in my life. Like they're not even an actual like Agar player.
Yeah, no, they're randoms. They're either Peruvian or something, dude. They're all randoms, dude.
But yeah, so when it comes to the best clan in NA, I don't think that there is a best clan. Like, I mean, to decipher whether or not there's a best clan, because most of the time, practically all of the clans cheat anyway. So there really is no best clan if you're just gonna cheat. You don't win. You don't actually win tournaments. You cheat in a ball game just to get a virtual trophy. So your life means nothing to me.
And what's funny is I don't know if it's changed, but I think every single team speak that exists right now has a clan log of something 15 or 16 to 0, 0 losses.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
they all they all have that, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like really.
Well, yeah,
So
a lot of teams did
there's
that back in
really
2019.
16 clans, 16 team speaks that's not lost once.
Mhm.
Really? Okay.
Back in the day,
cool.
you know what it used to be? We would have 2 or 3 different eras of that team. Like SV had 3 different eras where we would have our losses and our wins and stuff like that. We'd have like the second coming, the third coming, but we'd still have good records regardless. There was this one point where we went like 43-2 or something like that, and like
Yeah.
we'd have everything. There was even a point in time where I was in Revenant and Verify didn't want to put their loss because I guess Apex didn't put the loss that Revenant had or something like that. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's a whole bunch
Teams
of
don't
weird
do that anymore. It's like if they get a loss, they just make a whole new
They
team
restart.
and ditch it. Yeah,
stuff.
they don't restart it. They just
restart.
make a whole new team and just like as if nothing happened.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
definitely. They don't want to be known as losers. But you know what I think? Like I think if you're mad about like not even just a tournament, but if you're mad about losing and you feel like you've embarrassed yourself and you're not the best, you're not good. Think about it this way: a great player can admit his mistakes and say he's outplayed because he knows he's the better player and he won't make that mistake again. A player who gets mad over it and doesn't learn from it will never be as good as a great player. It's just simple as that.
Mm.
When you know you're better than somebody and you know that like you made a mistake personally and you could have made a better decision there, then yeah. But I've seen so many people that get so mad over stuff like that. I don't know. It's just my take on it. You think that you have to win every single mothership against someone to prove you're the best. If someone kills you once, you automatically think, oh my goodness, like I'm so terrible. Like no, that's not the case. Everyone dies at one point, so it's just stuff like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's my take on it.
3-hour podcast, by the way.
All right, what's the
Oh
next
my
question,
God.
man? Let's keep
It
going.
might be. I don't know, dude. I'm losing.
You could
track
do
of time.
parts.
Yeah, I could.
You could do parts. Part 1, part 2, part 3.
What players right now in NA, SA, or EU even do you think just like your top 3 or top 5 or however much you want to rank them?
Okay. Flixie, in my opinion, is currently the best player in the game. He, for me, is personally the best player in the game because I think that, when it comes to ranking, everything is subjective. Everyone has their own opinion on each player. It can be based off of pattern, it could be based off of game sense, it could be based off of anything. Most of the time, people will think if a player doesn't match your play style, then like they're automatically bad. But like, because like there's some
I can say his name again.
there's some South Americans that I can't play with. Like and then I've been biased and said, okay, like I don't play good with you, so I'm not gonna play with you that much anymore. But anyways, for me personally, I think Flixie's the best in the game. NA, he can still win tournaments while multi-boxing.
That's a sad
So
thing. That's so sad.
so that's godly in itself. Like the dude's just the GOAT, and he's been around for so long too. That's another guy that's been around for so long and has like kind of rewired his brain as well. But he's like his brain too.
He's like
When
you guys like he kept up with the program basically. Like he just
Yeah.
kind of hasn't stopped playing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So Flixie and if I'm being honest, no one else really stands out from the pack like Flixie does. If I'm being honest.
I can
Because-
agree.
Because if you really think about it, okay, you have people like IQX who can make really great plays and stuff like that. Harmony can make plays pretty good plays as well. Fabinho sometimes makes pretty good plays, I'll admit. There's all this thing, but like it's like
I'll
what sets
admit.
you apart from everyone else? Everyone else can do that, Not everyone else, because there's obviously different skill levels. Don't get me wrong. There's like heretics, they suck. They absolutely suck. Like
Oh, that clan.
clans like that. Yeah, HRT, whatever it is.
Oh
like,
my. Oh.
see,
I-
there's still difference in skill levels, but that's just because you're just you like I don't know how to explain it. I don't think they'll ever be good
They won't.
from now on.
No.
From now on. But yeah, I mean, like, all right. So I'll give you the players that I like to play with and that I play the best with. I like, all right, Dub, Apex, Ixa. As of right now,
Me.
those
No,
are
I'm
like
just
my.
kidding.
If I'm being honest, well, you don't really play that much, but those are like my main 4. If I'm being honest, when it comes to favoritism. I'm being biased as well because like I've played with these guys the most, and no one can help but be biased when it comes to that. Like the Spanish community will always probably pick a Spanish player almost every single time, unless it's like a super good American that like they played with before. Like Dancing would probably pick Aixa, Fabinho would probably pick Aixa, but players like Aime and stuff like that would probably pick their own members, like from BW and John Dre's and all those other people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
Yeah.
it's stuff like that. And like Apex, even though I've played with Apex would probably still pick Stellar, Zelko, Mar, and over me, just because he's played with them for a longer period of time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like when I was around, or when I first came to TeamSpeak, I wasn't really that good. I wasn't playing with those people, but he got to experience playing with them at their peak. So he'll obviously have a bias towards them because he's played with them for so much longer and he knows how they play. And I know how VCC plays, Infinity plays, Bames plays, Anish plays, Evos plays, Aixa plays, Zion plays, Elite plays, like, you know, so that's, I don't know. You can just tell. And it's interesting seeing the new eras of players. You know, like when you take a break and you come back and you see all these new faces that like have gained respect for becoming good and like winning tournaments and stuff like that.
Sigma, Better, Sociality, that whole Peruvian group right there.
And then they have no idea who you are.
Yeah,
because
and I'm just like, okay.
But it's only because they weren't relevant at the time, you know.
No, they
like,
have I hate people with 2018 egos. I hate people with 2018 egos. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I don't know that like 2018 was like the peak of the game being like completely dead.
Mhm.
And I don't like when I'm seeing like either they're Brazil, like people with 2018 egos, majority of them are either Brazilian or they're Peruvian.
Mhm.
It's never any other
Yeah.
country. But like I
Be honest, Flinzy, do you think I have an ego?
Okay, hold on, give me a
That was
second.
a long pause.
It's how long? Are you eating pizza, Tekki?
Yeah.
You got me dead, bro. Come on, just be honest. It's just a yes or no question. It doesn't matter like how much of an ego I have or like.
No,
you,
I don't.
Like,
Okay, like I don't think you have an ego. Like I don't think at all you don't have an ego. I know you joke about it, but I don't think you have an ego.
all right, so no.
Maybe
For
if,
me
if
personally-
a trash player was talking bad about you, that's when your ego would show. Then probably at that point, yeah. But you're not someone just to be like, oh yeah, I'm the best, just out of nowhere. Like you're not Apex, so.
Yeah. For me personally, I think not only that, but I feel like players need to be more honest with each other, or it should have been like that in the past. Now it's dead, but more players should have been honest with each other in the past. Like if someone was bad, then like they should have just admitted it, because I feel like at one point in time there was a lot of players that thought they reached their peak and thought they were the best, but they really weren't. And that's why I had beef with some people. I can't even remember their names. Like Lime, for example.
Mhm.
Like he thought he was the best, but I was like, nah, bro, you can actually get better if like you play with different people and actually learn new tricks. And he's like, nah, bro, I'm the best. So that's why he had beef with me. He would deny his own faults, which in turn like made him a worse player in my eyes. Just simple as that. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like players need to be more honest with each other. Like Humor, for example, people will say he's improved, but no matter what, I'll always look at a player's weaknesses on what they can improve on. Even myself, like you always need to self-reflect as well.
Mhm.
So like that's why like when I tried to train Humor, I was trying to just train him how to do specific things and stuff like that, and like try to get better. He still makes his mistakes here and there, like everyone else does.
Yeah.
But I would still want to train him, but like I don't even have the energy anymore. I really don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that. And like I said, the Agar community is soft.
Oh yeah.
For real.
It just is, bro. Like you can't be honest anymore. Like people will look at a player objectively and be like, oh, he's decent, he's good, but like I don't know. It just might be me though. I'm a very picky person when it comes to like admitting players are good or not.
Yeah.
A lot of people would hate me because I was honest. I'd be
Yeah,
very
that's
fucking
another thing.
honest.
People hate you because you're honest, bro. I hate players who want to be surrounded by a whole bunch of yes men saying, "Oh yes, bro, we are the best, bro. Yes, bro, we are the best, bro." And it's like, nah,
honestly,
it's not
like,
Ixa and his
you
posse.
can
No, I'm
name
just kidding.
situations where somebody would ask me
Nah.
if they're good, and I'd be like, no.
The only reason I would give Ixa that like thing, because like honestly, like his IQ and everything and the way that he elevated the game at a point where like nothing new was being done for a couple months. I'll give him that. But you know, it was because of me and Tekki's videos. Ixa used to comment under our videos and stuff like that. But like Ixa was definitely one of the best NA at one point. You know, he saved, like I said earlier, he saved me from a fire and still won a tournament around that same day. He plays with no arms. Amazing player. He went blind in one eye at one point actually, and still destroyed everyone. You know, so man,
You
yeah.
gotta think about it. X is Asian, so I'd be very surprised if he wasn't good at video games.
Yeah. Well, am I the only mixed Agario player?
What are you mixed with?
I mixed with a whole bunch of stuff, bro. I'm Black, Colombian, all types of different Native American. I think I'm a little
mud pile.
Asian, and I'm a little Asian, like 2% Asian or something. I'm just a whole bunch of stuff, bro.
Mostly like if I was to say like what mine is, I'm like I'm half black and half Hispanic.
Yeah.
25 Colombian, 25 Puerto Rican.
Infinity said I was the best black Agar player. He said, bro, you're just the best black Agar player. Simple. It was funny. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my take on like the best players and just overall thinking you're the best. I think that's why some players like were never the best as well, because they already thought they were the best, so they never really improved.
I think Ix is like one of those people like he knows like he's very good, but he doesn't have an ego about it. Like he's like
he doesn't have an ego with people he doesn't know. Trust me.
Yeah, if
but,
he knows you, you'll hear it.
Yeah, yeah, but like it's like I don't know. I don't mind it because like I'll be honest. I have a problem with people who have an ego that aren't good. But if you have an ego and like you can back it up, I really
you could talk your shit. Yeah, you could talk.
And at this point, who really cares? Like, you know, most of the time it's friendly banter. We've all known each other for years. Like, you know, it's like whatever. But if you have an ego and you're annoying about it, I hate you.
For real. Like for an example, if Acme comes around, he's like he's the best in A. There's a problem. There's a fucking problem.
If
He's gonna
Tarun
get
comes
choked
back
out.
and calls himself best on A, bro, we got a problem.
What about
Yeah,
you?
I'm
Tekki?
breaking his neck and leaving him on the doormat.
All right, what about you, Tekki?
Well,
All right,
not,
how about
not
this?
now, but like overall.
Who do you think?
Overall.
Yes. The best in like the past.
In the past, I'm gonna say overall.
Oh, like
I'm
yeah,
gonna
like overall.
Overall, dude.
And just think about everyone and the careers that they've taken, just everything like that. You know, just the path that they've had. And you can do maybe each year if you want, like late 2019 and then like 2017, stuff like that.
I was definitely
are
top
the most
3
memorable
2019.
players?
I'm just kidding. I wasn't.
Who do you think was top 3? Who do you think was top 3, Funzy, 2019? And that was around like Lost Times era too, I think too. So.
Oof. So even at that point, I know like Ixa was still at his peak in 2019 as well. Back in what clan was he in?
I remember him being in 3P Poggers.
Yeah, 3-point Poggers. That time and era, like he was doing very well in tournament.
North, I think too. I remember North got
North
remade.
didn't last for that long.
I remember Nova was in like, I don't know if Nova was in Snitchless at that point, but like, yeah, all of them. So who do you think? Who is your top 3 NA for 2019? I mean, we could do beginning of 2019 too, because I know a lot of players had quit.
I didn't start till like mid 2019, like May.
All right, so just give your opinion then on that. What do you think?
I'm gonna try doing like at least 5, not 3, because I don't think I could do 3.
All right, yeah.
So I definitely like no particular order, right? I'd
Yep.
say Ixa, you, was Apex playing in 2019? I don't think.
Didn't he play
was.
God for Gods or something?
Yes. Okay,
Godly?
then I'll say Apex. Apex.
Yep.
Damn, this is kind of hard. Just like trying to really think about it.
Beans was good too.
Beans is. I don't know about Beans.
Right now, not really, but
I think Beans is a super safe player. Like I think exciting plays can be great and pulling plays and stuff like that, but a player's consistency is always more important.
Massacre.
Which I like about Beans. Massacre's super underrated. If he played more, I think he definitely.
It's not
be
that
one
if
of the
he
best.
plays more, he doesn't want to join any clans. He doesn't want to do anything like that. Like he just likes hanging out in the XXT speak and just like if anyone asks him to play, like he'll play.
Maybe
super
maybe that's
funny and
that.
chill, but it's not an
Maybe that's
ego.
maybe it's that drug theory that me and Techie were just talking about earlier. Like that players who, like have fun playing the game and can take a break from it and stuff like that. Like
They excel. They're way better. Dude,
yeah,
Master's way
they're more inclined
underrated.
to
Like
excel.
he was
Yeah,
one of my older duos.
that's what I was talking
And
with
oh
iProxy
yeah,
in the last podcast. I said that have you ever
Mhm.
played with Massacre before? And he's like, no. And I said, dude, that guy's super underrated. Like,
I don't know if you guys remember the compilation I had, but I played with him. Like
oh
I
yeah,
maybe
I
at the end of
remember
the
the split
compilation.
run. Yeah,
yeah,
Yep.
he's a
Yeah.
very good split runner. Like, I think the only time he'll
yeah.
join a clan is if that
Curly.
Curly, if he bought back
Yep.
Exalted and had like Intra and Aizen in there with Broken,
Mhm.
then I think he would join that clan, but he wouldn't join a clan just like the hell of it. He's more like an independent, like kind of friend group kind of person.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I like.
I don't blame
that's
him
what
for
I
that.
love about them, though.
I don't blame him for that. I get it. At first
And
when I met him, no,
yeah.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and you can tell that we all have separate communities in the Agar community itself when it comes to Americans and stuff like that. Massacre hangs out with Intra like on the XX team speak and stuff like that. And then my friend group has changed quite a bit, or not changed, but it's grown from like VCC with Infinity, Rizel, Mar, Zelko, and all of them from the SV days to then eventually Apex, and then eventually Ixa, and like where we're at now. So
And
it's
then
just
to the loser squad, Radiation, Fuji, Flimsy, Swiffer. No, I'm just kidding.
Fito.
yeah,
Feet.
Ether. And then who else? And then obviously the OG community that I had with Emperor, Happy, which I'll never forget, Happy and Emperor, freaking Dubsy, who's now known as Dub, as I said before, Milan, and all of them. So yeah. And then Sarah and Broken, whose name was Minor in 11th Element. So yeah. Yeah, man. So do you have your top players, Techie?
I'm gonna have to say Fito all the way, number one. Dude, it's been such a long time. I'm just gonna have to say, I'm gonna have to say my top players, no specific order. You guys mentioned a couple. I'm gonna have to say Flimsy. I would say Flimsy, Ixa, Apex.
He's trolling.
And they motherfucking
Big Lord.
Pink Lock.
So wait,
Man.
you can't think of a list, can you? Because like you're just thinking about all the
No.
aspects of the game.
Yeah,
and
no.
stuff,
When
huh?
when he said me, I knew he didn't find a list.
Yeah.
No way, bro. No way.
It's okay though. I mean, like nowadays, I mean, if you think about it, like this game isn't necessarily about what an individual player can do. It's about what two players can do together, more so,
That's
and
what
what
I'm
a
saying.
hexa
Like
can do.
you, it's not really a valid question because you can't do one person, bro. You just can't. One person cannot rank all. There's no possible way in hell
To rank
one
them,
person can rank
to rank
all.
them separately.
Well,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
No
If
way,
Flixie was
bro.
to join a random clan, he'll somehow manage to just like he'll carry it like somehow in a tournament.
Well, yeah, that's why I put Flixie at number one because he's
Yeah,
just a
like
different breed.
he's a different breed.
He's a different breed, okay? But when we're talking about the rest of the pack, it can be intelligence. Intelligence is definitely a big thing in game awareness. But other than that, skill isn't really like a thing. But reaction time too.
Okay, then
Aixa was
Techie,
talking
how
to me about
about
reaction.
top 5 like best clans overall? Let's not do players. Let's do best clans overall.
I
that you
haven't
think.
played. See, I haven't played. You're gonna have to drop me in a guard for
No,
that.
No.
Techie.
All time, not now. All time.
Not only
All
all time Techie, but there's been clans in the past that are better than clans now.
And
True.
underrated clans too. So
Yeah. So just name your like top 5 clans, obviously. Oh, you know, what'd be fire doing like what's your like all time like what do you think would be like the most unstoppable team too? Like if you were to put all the best players together on one team and like let's say hypothetically they were all in one region.
to be
That'd be a
honest,
fire.
I would
like
say
all of America,
Toby's team.
All of America.
almost
What did you
all
say,
of
What
America.
was What was Toby's team? Toby.
Oh, pluses? Remember pluses?
Pluses. Yes, I'm gonna go with
Alexos,
pluses.
Tragedy, Hydra.
I'm gonna go with pluses, dude.
That team was
all the way.
dominant. That team was
Yeah,
dominant.
I'm going with pluses, bro. That's
Wasn't your
my
girlfriend Ano in it?
Revenant too. Revenant was really dominant.
Oh yeah, Geo, Flixie. Who else was in it?
Jinzo,
Jinzo,
Jeezy.
Maestro, who was the creator. Maestro created the Revenant team. Flixie was in it.
Wasn't Cypex in it? The French guy?
I think so. But there was different versions of Revenant obviously too.
Yeah, a different era.
Ernest was in it at one point. So
Mhm.
but yeah.
I can't pick 5. I'm gonna say pluses. That's my pick. Final.
Final. Alright. He said Plus is best Plus clan of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, because if pluses goes against clans right now, it'd be easy for them.
Yeah.
You know, if you
But-
really though to think about like how you said before, having like a whole list of like
You just
what
can't.
clans would like what like if you had certain people in a clan where it would be like completely dominant. If you really think about it, if you put a lot of OG NAs in a clan, like that team's kind of not gonna lose with like X
it
of
won't.
them and then OGs.
If it was an all American team with all the OG players like
No.
Sin, Fire,
Canada, Mexico, and North America.
yeah,
I mean, oh my God, I'm
United
retarded.
States of America,
United States of America. Holy shit.
basically North. But I'd want to see us go against EU like on a fair region too, like a LAN pretty much. Imagine like going to a LAN and watching all the best like Americans and Europeans create with the most dominant team and go against each other. And we'll have obviously like multiple separate teams though of all the best and have those teams go against each other. That would be insane. We'd probably get like millions of views. Who doesn't want to see that? A lot of people, but a lot of people will probably want to see it.
It's kind of like
Oh, yeah.
we're bringing it with like 6ix9ine as well, like when they were in their primes.
Yeah, 69 in their prime.
Sin, Fire,
they were good.
VCC,
Unknown.
Serenity. Serenity was good back in her prime.
Mhm.
She was very good. Who else? Flash. Flash still plays. He's in DW, but I mean,
Yeah.
who else?
That means we would have
Dude,
IMA
I
too.
still to this day have ownership in 6ix9ine, bro.
That means we would
They're
have
the
IMA
most
too, though.
loyal clan ever.
And a whole
that
bunch of other
TeamSpeak?
Mexicans.
Oh my god. Roman's the
Romian?
best TeamSpeak host. Romian, he's the best TeamSpeak host I've ever come across. Like, I can still, since 2016, right now, 2020, connect to that TeamSpeak and I will still have every single rank I've had in 2016, bro. It is ridiculous how, like, he's, oh my god. Shout out to Romian, bro.
Shout out to Romy, bro. The homie, the cookie.
The fucking cookie, bro.
Wait, IMA is not from. Wait,
Isn't he from Mexico?
No, he's in Colombia.
Oh, never mind then. Oh, he's Colombian. Gang, gang. You already know. No wonder he's the best. No, I'm playing.
Oh, I
But,
mean, you could say that, but then you go back to Kitten and.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. True. Okay.
Pull up that
But
clip,
but
too.
everyone has that though. Like Canada has Tarun. We have humor.
Tarun is like the Canadian Apex. I swear to God.
Like you know.
Fucking throne, fool.
But yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait. What was the question we were on? I forget. We just keep digressing. Like just to like everything.
Man, this podcast is over. Y'all just swallow your popcorn. Again.
I don't think that was really all of it, to be honest. That was everything. If you go back to yeah, that was all the questions I asked. Every question.
That was
Do you have
everything
another
and
question
beyond.
that you ever wanted to ask?
How big's your dick?
Like I think it's like
Fucking
8.5 on a
Bullshit.
good day.
On a good day.
You know what? Fabinho gave me a great idea.
What?
Since we were arguing last night.
A new category for your podcast?
No, he just
Something.
says to name. He wants me to ask people to name the top. He said top 10 South American players.
Top 10 South American players of all time or just right now?
Let's just do all time, because if we do right now, that list
It'd
is
be
not gonna
unfortunate.
10.
Yeah, alright, of all time, man, well, you know, I gotta include my boy Aime.
I did
So we
too.
got Aime, Psych, Cold, Seven, Cyan, Killer, Wisteria, Allen, Mystic, and Necro.
Yep, that's my uneducated list of the South American community.
And Tekki, do you want to do that, or at least do maybe 3 instead of 10?
Oh no, my brain's gonna pop if I try.
Yeah, my
even
brain
3?
already did, bro.
Like that's something different. Like I have to be involved for a while to do that accurately, bro. Like, because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna try to false claim right now. Everybody's gonna be like, dude, really? Like that guy died
I
like a
mean,
while ago.
I think if you put that team together with what Jaylos said, I think that'd be a pretty goated team.
Okay, well, I mean, think about it this way, Techie, right? Like, we've played with players in an era where they were at their prime, and then there's been when they've came back, players I've seen the way that they've played had no idea who they were in their prime, and probably didn't even know who they were when they came back. Same with me, for
Yeah.
example. Nobody knew who I was when I came back. So then I had to make a name for myself again when I came back, and then when I quit again, I had to do the same thing. I was a little bit more known by some of the community that was still playing, and then I had to do it again. And then now it's just
Mm.
like it's basically the same community with a couple of randoms that don't really know anybody. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So if I'm being honest, if anyone says that some of these players don't deserve to be in the top 10, all I have to say is that you probably like just I don't know. I would just probably bring up the fact how good were you back then, you know? Simple as
I'm
that.
sure I would love to see what Fabinho had to say about this.
Fucking
Cause I know
Fabinho.
no, cause I know my man's
He was in
gonna
U9,
no, cause I know
I
he
think, at
told
one
me
point.
he said, bro, ask anyone top 10 South American players, bro. I'm going to be in it 100%. Where's his name?
Well, here's one you're not in.
Fabinho is like, I mean, I don't know, bro. I never, and that's another thing. I never really heard of Fabinho until I played with Seven and Necro and stuff. Other than that, I never ever heard of him before. Like he didn't have that much popularity. Like when
He
I
didn't.
know.
And I looked at his channel, and to me, from how I'm seeing it, it's like he has a 2018 ego. I see all of his clips, and when they started uploading, same thing with Alvaro and Better, they all started uploading and getting tons of subscribers and views in 2018.
I remember they did beat North though. I remember they beat North with a clan called No Cheat. Like they had Richard, Ramsey, Richard Amar, the Mexican dude.
Mm-hmm.
And all
Oh,
of them and stuff.
Rich is good.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to be on this list, but he's good.
Yeah. Better at one point was one of my favorite Peruvian players to play with. Better's underrated. Well, not underrated. I think he's right where he.
He got overrated at some point.
Mm,
He got burnt out. I think that's what happened.
yeah.
I saw too. It was like I forgot what happened, but I know him and Sigma had like drama. So then Sigma left their team, and ever since Sigma left their team, like Sociality and Better kept losing tournaments. They could never win anymore without Sigma. It was crazy.
I remember that. I think I was in 007 during
Yeah.
that time. Because I joined 007 and it was me, Sigma, Naho,
Naho's
Prisma.
terrible.
Prisma, a couple other people, and then like we were like beating a lot of people. And then I got introduced to Sociality and them, and then like we started playing a lot together, and we were beating I think that was when Ike's and all them were in 3P at that point in time. Yeah, when I was in 007. With there was like Ixa, Zion, and I don't know. I think it was basically like the distro and all them and stuff too, I think, but I forget. Yeah.
I remember when Distro joined my Defender NA team back in the beginning of 2018. I remember that. This was before he moved to the United States. I forgot where he was living at the time.
All right, boys. I'm gonna have to go to work.
Alright, man, peace.
See ya.
All right, just send me the link when you got it.
It's gonna take
Yes,
until
sir.
probably 3 a.m. in the morning to upload this. I gotta edit first, so. That's
Oh,
gonna be
like
fun.
I said, you could do parts, but I don't know if you want to do parts. You might just want to upload it all at once, but it's up to you.
I don't know. I'd leave that goat part for the first half.
I know you could do that. You could do that as the intro for
Yo,
the video.
This is how I feel about Goat.
Do it. Do it.
Because that might make
have
people
to.
stay. It would be like, oh snap, they're about to go ham on the Agar community or something, you know?
3
Well,
hour
you
long
both know it's
podcast.
good.
Wow.
Motherfucker. All right, guys. Cheers.
Peace.
See ya.
Stay safe, bro.